Good evening and a warm welcome to Superscreen News at 6, broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Olamide Onwuka. Many thanks for joining us. The United States Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has called on President Muhammadu Buhari to reaffirm the long-standing relationship between the U.S. and Nigeria. Spokesperson for the U.S. Department of State, Heather Nauert, said Pompeo also underscored President Buhari's visit to the U.S. on April 30th and recognized Nigeria's leadership in Africa. The Secretary noted the long-standing relationship between Nigeria and America as underscored the thesis of the April 30th official working visit of the President to the White House. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, says the federal government, state and private organizations have allegedly diverted 320 billion naira from the Natural Resources Fund over the years. Purpose of developing the country's natural resources. Yakubu said 320 billion naira was diverted from the fund to projects that were totally unconnected with the objective of setting it up. He disclosed this during the opening of a public hearing by the House of Ad hoc Committee on the utilization of the 350 billion naira Natural Resources Fund and the federal government Assembly. The Speaker, who was represented by the Chief Whip of the House, Alassane Adodoguwa, alleged that the federal government, state and private firms resorted to borrowing from the fund for all the reasons, thereby defeating the aim of creating it. Murder suspects arrested last week by the Kwara State Police Command in Ilorin and transported to Abuja have named the Senate President Bukola Saraki and the Kwara State Governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed as their sponsors. This was contained in the professional statement made by the suspect. The suspect reportedly confessed to have been on the payroll of Kwara State Government and Mandate Office of Saraki. One of the suspects and leader of the killer squad, who is the son of spokesman of Mogajis in the Ilorin Emirates, Salihu Waru, told the police that he was placed on salary grade level 16, while his colleague are on level 10 to level 15. The suspect also said they were being paid from the office of the Senate President, who allegedly gave them Toyota Corolla cars a few months ago as a way of securing the loyalty ahead of the 2019 elections. The police, who pleaded anonymity, told journalists that bank statements retrieved from the suspects indicated that they received money on a monthly basis from Saraki and the Kwara State government. A former national chairman of the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, Ali Modu Sheriff, has been silent on the meeting held behind closed doors with President Muhammadu Buhari. This was evident when Ali Modu Sheriff avoided journalists after the meeting, despite his earlier promise to speak with them on his mission. However, the former governor of Borno State exchanged pleasantries briefly with some state governors who were in the presidential villa for a meeting with the National Economic Council. You will recall that Sheriff lost the battle for the chairmanship of the PDP at the Supreme Court to Ahmed McCarthy last year. He recently indicated his intentions to join the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC. And now, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Imo State, Theo Ekechi, says the governor, Rochas Okorocha, is politically irrelevant in the state. Ekechi, who disclosed this to journalists after a closed-door meeting with the APC national leadership in Abuja, said he has evidences to prove that the governor has lost his relevance in the state. Ekechi also said Okorocha is responsible for the problems facing the party and the state. This, according to him, has been the reason why the governor cannot get the attention of the people in the state and in the southeast region.
We are not the one misleading the nation to demonstrate that Owele Rochas Okorocha is the one who has lost anointing of the people because he lost the anointing of God. Having lost the anointing of God, he lost the anointing of the people. He had lost the anointing of the party. He had lost the anointing of his followers. He had lost the anointing of the keke riders in Owerri, lost the anointing of the market women whom he had destroyed their stores and their stores. He had lost the anointing of the church. They have to remind me, you don't need to remind me, it's a number that is very legion. He has also lost the anointing of the church, particularly the Catholic Church, and the Anglican Church had followed. And they constitute about 70% of the population of Imo State. He had lost the anointing of pensioners, retired civil servants, whom he had refused to pay their pensions, even though he continued to embark on elephant projects within the state and without. He had lost the anointing of the civil servants of Imo State, whom he has cut their salary by 70%, even though he continued to engage on projects that are only beneficial to himself and his family. So to demonstrate all that, I wish to draw your attention here that before me here are 22, the other 3 local government chairmen left to have some lunch, and I hope they will come back before we finish. We have 22 sitting chairmen of local government council, not those produced by this Congress, but those who are chairman of the party within their local government in Imo State. These are the people who own the party, not the National State Assembly members whom he procured with a gift of 5 million naira each and an allocation of a piece of land.
He urged the party's national chairman to inform the president of the crisis facing the party in Imo State before it gets out of hand. All is now set for the Lagos State All Progressives Congress APC to be held tomorrow on Saturday, May 19, 2018. The party Assistant Publicity Secretary in the state, Abiodun Salami, expressed the level of preparation made for the Congress in an exclusive interview with Superscreen political editor Adenike Owoye Ajiboye.
The All Progressives Congress APC in Lagos State is now set to hold its state congress tomorrow, Saturday, May 19. Superscreen's visit to the state secretariat in Ogba tells the story. From the entrance of the gate, party delegates and other members were seen going into the secretariat. Apparently, for one reason or the other, all geared towards a successful conduct of tomorrow's Congress. In an exclusive interview with Superscreen, the party's Assistant State Publicity Secretary, Abiodun Salami, said APC is more than ready for the Congress.
The stage is set. We're very ready, for the Congress tomorrow. The form is almost closed today. So the form has been sold. So many people have obtained their form, filled, and start returning. So I wouldn't know what is left for APC to be done. As far as we are concerned, we're 100% plus ready.
Salami was, however, quick to assure members of adequate security, advising them to conduct themselves in an orderly and peaceful manner.
In terms of security, you can see when you come around, because of the level of people that are coming tomorrow, you would have seen that APC Lagos is well adequately prepared in terms of security. In a place where you expect the governor to be there, you expect the vice president to be there because the delegates, as far as Lagos State is concerned. So it's not going to be, it's a different ball game entirely. The life of security, watertight security, you will expect. Even you as a pressman, if you don't have your tag, if you're not accredited, you can't come in. If you don't have business doing there, doesn't mean because you're a pressman you face a free entry and free exit for you. No, it's a different ball game entirely tomorrow. And I want to assure Lagosians, I want to assure our party delegates that tomorrow is going to be each free, 100%. I can say that.
You will recall that members who had spent a minimum of 8 years as a ward council and state executive members have been banned by the national leader of the party, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, from seeking re-election.
With what you can see, you would agree that indeed the state is
set for the All Progressives Congress APC State Congress for tomorrow. Now, what we don't want to experience or see is what has happened during the local government area election, where in Agege there was a record of a casualty. And he has said that security is guaranteed and that nothing of such will be recorded during this very state congress. All we can do right now is to keep our fingers crossed and see how the event is going to turn out. From Acme Road, APC Secretariat in Lagos, I'm Adenike Ajiboye reporting for Superscreen News.
Nigerian billionaire and chairman of Forte Oil, Femi Otedola, has debunked claims that he is planning to contest as Lagos State Governor in 2019. Otedola disclosed this in a tweet on his official handle. The development came shortly after a video showing the billionaire in the popular Lagos commercial shuttle Moluwe surfaced online, and rumors became widespread after a tweet from a parody account on Twitter claimed that the Forte Oil boss will seek to slug it out with the governor, Akinwumi Amode of Lagos State, in the coming governorship race. The federal government says it will make policies to facilitate investment and innovation in artificial intelligence. Minister of Communication Adebayo Shitu, who disclosed this at the World Telecommunication and Information Society Day in Abuja, said the world's leading technology companies are competing with each other to show their prowess through pioneering artificial intelligence focus.
Reports have shown that the advent of the fourth industrial revolution presents both promise and peril in the workforce or labor market. On the one hand, the nature of work will become more flexible, opening the employment opportunities for people who cannot work the traditional 9-to-5 model due to personal constraints. On the other hand, the rise of AI and automation are slated to display job profiles favored by highly skilled individuals. We will explore ways to capture the opportunities and meet the challenges posed by the fourth industrial revolution in the labor market. The ministry is committed to increase broadband penetration to 30% and accelerate telephone penetration, especially in rural areas, and connect rural communities to economic opportunities through improved infrastructure, including ICT, which will evidently help the people contribute and benefit from outcomes of ICT strategic roadmap.
The minister also said the ministry is collaborating with the National Assembly to enact a holistic law to criminalize breach of the Executive Order 003 and 005 on local content information technology. The minister, however, called on all stakeholders, government at all levels, to collaborate with other concerned bodies to put a stiff measure that will address questionable acts taking place on the internet.
We will also encourage cross-sector, cross-agency and cross-border collaboration by developing unified standards for emerging AI sources and interoperability. Efforts will be to establish an AI-driven decision-making, service delivery and operational efficiency culture by developing national policies and strategies to promote AI, open data and big data analytics, as well as an unambiguous regulatory framework for enhancing data transparency and utility.
The Federal High Court in Lagos has ordered the temporary forfeiture of 4 landed properties linked to a former executive director, Niger Delta Development Commission, to Doya Omasuli. The 4 properties located in Highbrow Lekki Peninsula Scheme area of Lagos were valued at 846.03 million naira. Justice Chuka Obiozo made an order for the temporary forfeiture of the properties following an ex parte application by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The anti-graft agency claimed in the ex parte application that the properties were reasonably suspected to have been acquired with proceeds of unlawful activities. In an affidavit deposited by one of its investigators, Adamu Yusuf, the EFCC claimed that Omasuli received a bribe of over 3 million naira from a consultant to the NDDC Starline Consultancy Services Limited. The Supreme Court has ordered a former managing director of the defunct Intercontinental Bank PLC, Erastus Akingbola, to return to Federal High Court in Lagos to face trial of 5 billion naira fraud. You will recall that the trial was prematurely terminated in April 2012 by Justice Charles Achibong. A 5-man panel of the Apex Court, led by Justice Tanko Mohammed, unanimously affirmed the February 20, 2015 judgment of the court to Lagos, which had overturned the Federal High Court's decision striking out the charges. Justice Sidi Baghe, who read the lead judgment on the Apex Court, said Akingbola's appeal challenging the Court of Appeal's verdict lacked merit. And now the National Industrial Court, Abuja, has ordered striking members of the Joint Health Sector, JOHESU, to suspend its ongoing strike and resume duties across the nation within 24 hours. The Justice Babatunde Adejumo gave the order after listening to the submissions of Okere Nnamdi in an expert motion filed by a non-governmental organization. The NGO in the motion prayed the court to order the workers to resume work and go back to the negotiation table. Adejumo, who is also the president of NICN, ordered the ministers of Health, Labor and Employment to immediately set up a committee to address issues raised by a laborer. The judge also ordered the president and vice president of JOHESU to attend the negotiations. And the Delta State government has announced plans to establish a job and wealth creation empowerment inlay law in the state. Governor Ifeanyi Okowa disclosed this during an exhibition and induction of over 700 trainees in Asaba, the state capital. The governor said plans are on the way to institutionalize the scheme to equip unemployed youths with the right physical and mental skills, as well as resources to become self-employed and employers of labor. Speaking further, he encouraged the newly inducted youth to build their network so as to expand their businesses and consequently make a positive impact on the economy of the state. You're watching Superscreen News at 6. We will take a break now. When we return, we will take some business stories. Do stay with us.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice. At least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but the Nigerian government are keeping quiet. Housemen are killing people. Why?
It's not what we expected because of these old men that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. These kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family.
You are affecting my village. Let me use if I call it useless, I'm not to mistake. The other place where they build a shop, call it plaza. Say each shop there are 4 million naira. So I don't have the money, so I have to leave.
If you plan to get a tribal mark, it takes a lot of pain, but after some time, you enjoy it. No, we experience hold up now during the construction time. Then after some time, we start enjoying it.
The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.
Welcome back, and now for some business stories. 18 federal government's revenue-generating agencies have failed to remit 526 billion naira and $21 billion into the Federation account between 2010 and June 2015. Gombe State Governor Ibrahim Dankwabo disclosed this to the House correspondents at the end of the National Economic Council NEC meeting presided over by the Vice President Yemi Oshibajo at the Presidential Villa Abuja. Dankwabo explained that the short-changing by the agencies was detected by an audit firm, KPMG, which was contracted by the NEC to carry out a forensic audit of the revenue remittances to the Federation's account by the NEC. The governor listed the agencies indicted of underpayment as the audit report to include the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, Federal Inland Revenue Service, FYRS, Nigeria's Customs Service, NCS, Nigerian Ports Authority, NPA, the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, and the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, and NIMASA. Now, figures released by the National Pensions Commission, NPC, has showed that the total pension fund under management by operators has risen to 7.94 trillion naira at the end of March this year. Figures obtained from PENCOM revealed that the pension fund rose from 4.6 trillion at the end of 2014 financial period to 5.3 trillion naira in 2015. The Commission said the operators invested substantial part of the pension fund in the federal government bonds, treasury bills, and state government securities. The PENCOM report also showed that some of the money was invested in agency bonds, supranational bonds, commercial papers, foreign money market, and open and closed-end funds. We'll take another break now. When we return, we'll take some foreign news plus some sports stories. Stay with us.